I don't need someone to save me, but you appear like a lightning bolt. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. Like a magnetic attraction, a supernatural vertigo. It's a chemical reaction, something I never imagined. No, maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, Baby, you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with
everybody. Welcome to the Learn With Me live stream. Looks like I'm super far down. My name is Ashley. This is my dog, Rosie, joining us on the live stream today, maybe for a little bit. And I work for NVIDIA as a senior developer and developer advocate for Omniverse. And I started this stream about a year ago to live stream new parts of Omniverse and see how workflows, extensions, and connectors could help me accelerate my time to production. And what better way to do that than with all of you guys, because the Omniverse community is so helpful. And with that said, the best part of this stream is I'm very active in the chat with you all. So if you see me struggling with anything, some parts I'm new to and maybe learning for the first time or revisiting for the first time in a long time, if you have a clue or documentation or anything to help me move forward, you are welcome to put it in the chat. Today, I will be jumping back into the ComboBox that I started a couple weeks ago, where I'll be connecting the data models to the selection box, to the ComboBox that I used. I started this not last week, the week before. So this is part 2. If you missed part 1, it's okay. You can still watch this one and probably have a good understanding of what's going on. And I think I'm going to set Rosie down because I think she wants to jump down. She's just too scared. There we go. All right, so let's, before we get back into the code we were looking at, let's do what I normally do, and that is share this here. This is a document I share at the top of every stream so that you have a bunch of resources and I don't have to spam the chat. And in this resource document, there's a bunch of links that just are essentials links. And if you scroll down, there are other resources for what I talk about in my streams. I've kind of cleaned this up a bit. And if you're watching previous streams, you still have access to anything I've been talking about. I just move things around a little bit. And so first thing, of course, is the seasonal art challenge. This is wrapping up very soon for our new challenge that's going to be coming up. So this is the seasonal art like Halloween or fall theme. We have Thanksgiving here in the US this week, so it could be something like that. And if you're using Omniverse anywhere in your workflow for rendering, scene development, environment creation, any of that, like we have with Jay from JS Films in his haunted house, and Tanya, she used Blender and Omniverse to render out these cute little pumpkins. You have a chance to be featured on all of the Omniverse channels and the NVIDIA Studio channel. So it's not a contest, just a way to get involved and have your stuff be promoted. So check that out, and you can post on the Discord or in the forums too. Then on the resource document is the NVIDIA Omniverse calendar. If you don't have this, make sure you add it to your calendar. It's a great way to be reminded and notified of all of the cool things that are happening in the Omniverse community, especially these live streams like mine. We have Isaac Sims hours, office hours, and I think Eric should be starting his up with his EDIO pretty soon. So that'll be put back on the calendar here, and you won't miss it if you have it added to yours. Another important link on the resource document is the GitHub for this project that I'm working on today. It will be fully updated at the end of this stream for the entire working code. Right now, if you're clicking it at this very moment in the live stream, it is just the work in progress code, and we're going to be finishing that up today. But I still have the test code that is fully functioning in extension. So if you click extensions, it is this one here, and you can see all the completed code. And then next week, which I wanted to highlight, or not next week, yes, next week. So I'm not going to be streaming on Wednesday. I normally stream Monday and Wednesdays at this time, but I'm not going to be streaming Wednesday this week for the Thanksgiving holiday. But Monday next week at 1 o'clock Eastern time, I will be exploring the no-code UI menu. So we'll be creating some UI using no code. Should be really cool. I haven't used it yet, so I will try my best to refrain from touching it until the stream, and we can take a look together. Think we're good? All right, I'm going to hide my face here and bring up Omniverse. Let's do this one. Minimize here. Here's the code that we were working in and the scene we were working in. Black asks, anything new with autonomous virtual humans? I honestly don't know. I have not worked with digital humans in quite some time, but I'll see if I can look around for you if I have a moment and find you some documentation. For now, let's get back into here. So last time we visited this, we had connected or were attempting to connect this selection box with the prims that I had defined in the scene, which was the frog toy, the armchair, and the gas stove. These are all Sketchfab assets that I located here in the asset store and I downloaded myself. So I just pulled these into the scene. Really great assets. I think they're really pretty, so I like using them all the time. And I think so far I just connected the frog, but we got stuck last time. So let's kind of look at that code. And I had created my extension, and in my extension, I defined my material prims, I defined my stage, and then I checked if my materials exist so that when I reload the extension, it does not keep creating new materials. It already checks if those materials exist. And then I also loaded the window, which I created here. So I have a frame, and I at first had my label kind of all over the place, and I just came down. Where's my label? My combo box. And I changed the VStack so that my label, my select prim label, was next to my combo box. So last time we looked at this, the label was like weird. I just corrected the space, the height and the spacing. And we also did this where we're checking if the prim existed when the combo selection changed. So we are subscribing to the item change function, and every time the value item model changes, it will select the current prim. And that was if we select the frog, it checks if the frog prim exists, which is defined up here. And we couldn't get that to work. So I found out I had this tabbed wrong. I had it tabbed like this. And so it wasn't inside the function for combo selection change. And all I had to do was tab in, and there you go. Now it works, which I'll show you. So let me clear my console. I don't have my stove or my chair connected, so you'll see nothing happens if I click stove or chair. But if I click frog already exists. Yay! So I know that this exists in the scene. So now we're going to connect the stove and the chair, basically using the same logic. But I also want to log in my console, not just print, but actually log if there's an error, if something doesn't exist. So we'll do that too. So let's go back into the code. And let's do the logging for this one. So logging is an API call for console log. So we'll import logging. Back down. Also, let me know if you guys can't read this code. I tried to make it pretty big. I think I've been good at that, but I know it's different for everyone. So let me know if I need to make it bigger for you to read. All right, so if Praga exists, then cool, that stuff. Else, do logging.error, and we'll do I have my Copilot on, so I like that it almost got it right for me. We're gonna do select prim, doesn't exist. And we can test that really quick. So let's go over here. First, let's make sure I didn't break anything. Go to frog. Frog exists. Let's delete the frog. Oh, hey, why can't I delete anything? What? What is this? I don't know. Let's start a new scene. Can I delete things now? I cannot delete things from some weird bug in OmniGraph. Something with cache. So, well, let's X out and launch. Is there a reason why you're logging instead of carb? Is there a difference? Logging seems to work for me. Is carb better to use, Jen? Let's have Omniverse is working its way. It's opening. Okay, let's... Can I delete anything now? I cannot delete things. Something binding widget. All right, I don't know. It's always something in a stream. So we're just gonna hide that over there. But our frog is not on our scene anymore, so we should still get to see it working. Frog. Prim does not exist. So let's go ahead and go and find those assets again, which are stored in my folder here. We have armchair. Where's the frog? Frog. And stove. Carb is native to Kit and Omniverse, so it's available to everyone. It's also what the console looks for. Oh, interesting. I think I was looking for how to log errors using... I don't know where I found logging. I probably was searching the Kit library. Maybe the extension I saw used logging. Good to know. I'll have to switch it to carb. Logging in print might not be picked up by the console. That's a great best practice we should log, Jen. Carb.log_error does the same thing. All right, let's do that instead of logging. Good to know best practice. Here, I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm making like little tips. So best practice tip. I'll be adding that to my tracker later is carb log error. Better than logging because it's native to Omniverse. Oh. Yeah, Jen is like the good angel giving advice. Exactly. Okay, so now this should work because I've got my frog back in the scene. So let's go over here. Frog does not exist. Oh. Sometimes if I click them... Wow. Something's happening to my Omniverse. Selected none. Man, I swear things work when I'm not streaming, and then I stream and it all breaks. Maybe it's this. Maybe that's why. Like Jen was saying, it doesn't pick up. So dot log error. And I have to import carb instead. Carb is not defined. Well, it's not picking it up. It says it's not defined. Import carb, but it didn't pick it up. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this for now because I feel like it's breaking something. Let's go back here. All right, there we go. So I don't know. I don't know why my carb is not working. But it was breaking it, so. Oh, I got my save reminder on. So now let's just check for gas stove and armchair in the scene now. Go here. I had it right. Jen says I had it right. Oh, now it's just saying, no, it's saying is not defined. It will still work though? Sorry, I'm just gonna go back and forth and keep checking this. Okay, it does. I don't know. That's just under pylons. So even though it says pylons doesn't recognize it, never mind, it corrected itself. My VS Code was lagging. Now it's just saying it's an unknown word because I have C-spell on. All right. So carb works. Make sure I import carb. I did, and that error corrected itself, and we're good to go. So let's just basically copy this, move on, and we'll do the same thing. Ooh, that's some ugly tabbing. Go here, tab this in. And change this to stove and stove prim. No. Stove already exists. Where was this from? Print. Oh, yeah, it's selected. Okay. I think I accidentally put this somewhere. I think it goes here. And I accidentally moved it from adding the else statement. All right, and do the same thing for the chair. Okay, let's save. Just make sure my materials are loaded. And prim does not exist. Frog already exists. Maybe I named these differently. Let's see what I'm doing wrong. Is there a way to query the name of the objects in the scene so we don't have to hard code these prim names? Yeah, there is. For the sample, I was just hard coding things to make it quicker. But we can come back later and change it so it doesn't have to be hard coded. That's definitely a better way to do things than hard code it. For just creating a sample or making sure something works, this is fine. But if you want to put something into production, then yeah, don't have it hard coded. All right, what am I doing wrong? Okay, check if prim exists, frog prim true. Then the selected prim equals the frog prim. Let's get rid of this print statement. Else this does not exist. Okay. Get rid of this. Did I name them something differently? No, I have frog prim, stove prim, chair prim. Prim paths are hard coded that way. They are all tabbed in correctly. If check prim exists, yep, do this, do this. I have something going on with whatever this is. Property template simple property widget. I hadn't seen that before. But this is the property path, so it should be working. Selection window object has no attribute stove prim path. But it does. Do I have an extension on that's like that's like giving me an error? Let's just turn off any third-party extensions that might be causing me problems. Turn off the save reminder. I just have that one. Bizarre. I must be missing something. I must have did something. My prims are get prim at path, world, frog, stove, gas stove, frog, soft toy, gas stove, armchair. I have my abstract item model, which is my combo box for my prims. On my combos get selection changed, I have my item model, get item value model. Current index is my value model as int. And then my self option is my prims at my current index. And then I have if statements for my option. If my option is frog, check if the prim exists. If it exists, then my selected prim is my frog prim. And then I print that I have it selected. Same thing for the stove. Same thing for the chair. Line 59. If check prim exists, oh my god, prim. Geez, see what? Ugh, that one thing. Thank you, Jen. Jen's so good at catching that stuff. It's so easy to overlook. Stove prim. All right, please work. Gas stove. But the chair one is not working. And it's like capturing these ones instead. But for some reason the chair one is not working and I'm not sure why. Do I have a prim here too? Nope. Is it tabbed differently? Self. Chair path. Chair prim is world_66 armchair. Yep, that's right. I don't know. I'm just going to copy it and just do it exactly. Whoopsie daisy. Come back. I led with an underscore because it is an underscore. It should be fine with the underscore because it's a string. Frog. Chair. Oh, okay. Honestly, I don't know why that was any different. That was weird, but okay. All right. However it wants to work is fine. So what did I change? I have no idea. Nothing. I changed nothing. All I did was like redo the path and it was the exact same. So strange, but that's how it goes when you live stream. So now that we have the ComboBox model, subscribe to our changes. These are hard-coded. We can change that later. We can actually start binding things to our selection. So for the fun of making this simple, I'm just going to have two buttons. One's going to make them blue. One's going to make them red. And that's going to be the last thing that we're going to do. And we'll wrap this up from there. So let's go here. I'm gonna do that and remind myself, make sure I put my comments. And I'm just going to make a new function. Oh, let's make the UI first. So let's do, actually, it will be in this one. So with UI canvas frame, I'm going to make a new frame. And I'm going to nest this under its own column. So make a VStack. And then nest it in its own row, which is an HStack. And we'll just make two buttons. Wow. Thank you, Copilot. So easy. Save. Well, actually, it might not work because it won't like this. So let's get rid of that for now because I don't have those made. Save. So look. Did I save it? Maybe I made it outside the thing. Oh no, they took up the whole thing. that one. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So got my buttons in their new frame, in their own column, in their own row. So now let's make some functions for these to work when I click them. Make blue. I'm going to ignore the Copilot. And when we make it blue, we're going to have like a print statement, and we'll just say like button clicked, and we'll have select trim selected. And we'll do the same thing for make red. Just to test these buttons work. I'm exposing my computer background a lot today. All right. Oh, duh. Oh my gosh. I should connect my buttons first. Clicked function. Make blue. Oh, it's not that way. It's this. I haven't worked in C# in so long, and I still cannot stop doing C# coding practices. Okay. Now it should work. Let's none selected, none selected. Now it can recognize when I have things selected. So go to frog toy selected. Great. So that works nice and well. So let's go ahead and bind some materials to it. So go back to code. And when we're making blue, we're going to be looking for the material path that we already have in the stage, and that is, I'll just go copy them. We got blue, and we'll copy to clipboard, and material path is that. And same thing for red. And we'll just change that to red. Okay, easy. Then we're going to call a kit command, and for the sake of time, I'm going to be just grabbing from my test code off screen, but you can do this in commands, which if you need a reminder how to get it, I'll show you in a second. You just come over here, and it'll execute the, tab that over, the kit command to change the property path, which is the material path. It's going to grab the shader input for the diffuse color constant, and it's going to change it from its previous value, or from its new, this will be its new value, which is red. Whoopsies. And blue is going to be that one, and this was its previous value. Okay, let's save it. Just do the same thing for this, and turn it to red. All right, let's go see if it works. So let's select the stove. The color did change, but it's not binding it. Oh, because I haven't done the binding yet. Okay. Well, you can see that it changed, so it is working. But I have not binded it to the prim yet. I just used the kit commands, which if you are not familiar with, you come over to extensions and you go to command utils, and it's this one here. Once you install it and enable it, why didn't it show? Oh, so usually it pops up automatically, but if not, you can go to window commands and then you have it here. And when you change, you just do it manually and then you can copy that command. So if I was to like change it to here, it would be, let's clear this history. See, it creates that. I would just copy the selected command and then paste that. You can get rid of like these two things and then simplify these values so they don't have as many decimal points, which is basically what I did. Pretty easy. Okay, so let's throw that over here. I'm not using it right now, but good to have. And let's just change this back to red. Go over here to our viewport and let's bind our materials. How do we get the previous value? Do we need to note that value? I'm not sure if you asked this after I already showed here, but I'll show it again just in case. It is in the command. So when I do it manually, you have that previous value. I'm pretty sure it's important to have, and the default previous value is 0.2. It gives you a ton of decimal points, but you can just do 0.2 for previous value and it works just the same. It'd be cool to do incremental changes so every button press makes the frog bluer. Y'all are more than welcome to download my GitHub, and these assets are on the asset store. They're all free from the artist that created them, and you can hard code the prims yourself and see if you can do that. That's a great challenge. Okay, so let's do our binding now, and then we'll be done. So when we are binding, we're just doing a kit command, and I got this from Maddie's sample, which I posted in the Learn With Me resources. So I'm gonna just copy that basically, and it looks like this. So that's here. So you have, the result is our Omni kit commands executing the bind material command. It's going to be binding the material path to our prim, and it's going to make it stronger than Descendants. So that means it will show up even if there are other textures added to the meshes. So let's see how that looks. It is giving me... There we go. So let's save that and also do it for blue. Save. All right, let's see if this works. So just make sure our materials are loaded. Sometimes you have to click not sometimes, almost every time, you have to click the material for it to be created. If you see, after I refreshed my extension, I had to actually click on the material in the stage for the items to be created. I'm not sure if there's a workaround to that, but that's what I've had to do. So now I'm going to click my stove. My stove is selected. I'm going to make it blue. Yay, that worked. I can make it red. I can make it blue. I can make it red. I can make it blue. And go to my frog, make it blue. Oh, that was kind of cool. A little delay in the render. Make it red, make it blue, make it red. Really easy, really simple, kind of fun to go back and forth. It would be really cool to do Zia's idea where we just make it bluer and bluer with incremental changes. So maybe that's a challenge for you. You're more than welcome to download the sample from the GitHub repo and try it yourself. But there we go. Jen says there is a workaround for not having to create the materials, but it's not pretty. Well, maybe we'll explore that one day. If we add checkbox textures, we could see the default UV mapping. That's also a really great idea. We'll have to explore that too. All really awesome ideas for Learn With Me. I think one of these days, what I'm going to do is maybe after the holidays and stuff, when we can ramp back up into doing regular streams twice a week, I will probably put out some kind of poll, like maybe like a Google worksheet or whatever, a Google poll where you guys can submit ideas for Learn With Me. Because this ComboBox idea was something that I was seeing in Discord. I saw a lot of people asking questions. It was a very frequently asked question about how to connect ComboBox data models to selections and stages. So I figured I would revisit it because I had know I'd done that before, but this is a much better sample, and then you can actually see how UI is created, how buttons bind to it as well. So a little bit more advanced than what I did a year ago. So there you go. And we'll do some more ideas after the holidays. And I think that is all I have for you guys today. I'm going to be doing the no code UI next Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. It is really new. I have never tried it before, and I again will try my best not to touch it before Monday so we can start off fresh and brand new, and you guys can see how I would dive into it and maybe follow along if you feel like it. But yeah, that is awesome. I hope if you live in the US, you have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you on Monday next week. Thanks for joining. Bye.